I called this the old woman in the sky in reference to Hemingway, but you'll notice that it's not like Hemingway. If she hadn't been naked at the time, then maybe Molly wouldn't have told Joe to fuck off when he asked why she still had a period at her age. That's what she was thinking as she dropped the toilet lid closed and took a seat. Instead of standing to unhook the dressing gown from the wall, the one that her son brought over for Mother's Day, Molly pulls a damp towel from the floor and drapes it over her shoulders like a cape. Moonlight gives the bathroom a silver fuzz. The smooth tiles cool her dry toes, which crinkle against the floor. She mindlessly fondles her left breast, thinks she could sit there all night. Then scraping at the door, she knows Joe's lazy taps. "Mol, you coming out soon?" he asks. "I thought you went home," she says. "Not if you want me to stay." She pauses at the tone and fixes her eyes on a crack in the wall, which strikes downward from the ceiling. "Fine," she says. Feet scrape the carpet, a door creaks. The echo in the bathroom doesn't quite protect from the rolls of intermittent traffic on the street. Cars rev by at an unignorable pace. They growl closer, skid and honk, or sputter and sigh in a stage whisper, then angrily fade out as another fills a 3-second semi-silence. Listening, she is reminded of light rain, not heavy enough to drench her or force her back inside, or better yet, force her further away from home, but a rain constant enough to be noticed and be bothersome. A relentless yet gentle poke in the spine that couldn't stop life altogether yet still slows the day. An annoying phone call not worth complaining about. Someone not quite pitiable enough to be story-worthy. Such is my life, she thinks. Molly wraps a towel around her body and walks to her bedroom at the end of the hall. Joe sleeps in her bed with one arm over his face. A silver fleck of hair cuts through the shadows. She coughs. She coughs again. "What?" "You hurt my feelings," she says from the doorway, as matter-of-factly as she can manage. "Can't we go to bed?" he asks. Molly says yes, meaning that they can go to bed, only because she can't think of what she wants to say. Maybe she wants to say no. No, we can't sleep just yet, but that doesn't sound right in her head. It is late. She waits until Joe has rolled away from her, toward the window before she unwraps herself. "What?" Joe says. "What the hell is that? You've got to be joking." Molly looks over from the towel she's just hung over the door handle. She pulls a loose nightgown to her chest. "What?" she asks. Joe unpeels himself from the bed and moves to the window. "In the sky," he says. "With an orange light in the sky." "You mean a street light?" "No, way up in the sky, just sitting there." Molly sits down on the bed and fiddles with a pillow. "You mean a street light," she says. "Look, come here." Joe doesn't turn away from the window, so Molly walks over. "I thought you were tired," she thinks at him accusingly. The usually cluttered road is clean for now. The shopping centre car park across the road is empty. The big tree in the centre rustles with swarms of restless lorikeets. An orange streetlight radiates out and dilutes with the night, crosses into the glow of another streetlight further down the road. "Oh shit, there's another one," he says. Then Molly spots what Joe has been watching. Perhaps a couple of kilometres south and way up in the sky are two orange lights about the size of the lamp across the road, but obviously not that close. They don't seem to travel but blink, hover. Then a third light brightens into existence beside the two. One light lowers slightly to the right and backs up as if tracing a smile. "They're not making any noise," Joe says. "Not that I can hear. Too quiet to be planes or helicopters. They don't have that blue light." The orange lights dim and swell against the black sky like luminescent heartbeats. Or maybe they're flying away and back, parallel with the line of vision, so they'd appear to be dilating and contracting. She feels them pulsate behind her breasts, swarm and tickle her diaphragm, swim from shoulder to shoulder. Then all three lights stop in a broken triangle formation, without swaying or flickering. First one and then two at a time shoot upwards too quickly to see where they disappear. They leave the sky a pure black like the renewed stillness in her chest. To Molly, it seems that the lights had left with those sparks under her skin. She stands by the window, keeping her face against the night, almost not breathing. Jo says, "The guys are gonna love this." The bed creaks. She hears "goodnight." Every so often, some other sound disrupts her focus. A car, distant barking, the toilet refilling, the fridge motor. Jo's sleep snorts. But she keeps her eyes on the same space. She reasons that she saw something she couldn't explain, yet knew very well. A heavy rain. Molly eats overripe stone fruit and searches for UFO sightings on a laptop at the dining table. She finds descriptions of metal figures landing at 45-degree angles over airports, which coincidentally sound like planes. She watches videos of red lights drifting toward the sky on Chinese New Year. She reads accounts of people being beamed to a spaceship that proceeds to show them the history of the world in an underwater cave. But every now and then she reads this frank appeal for an orange light to be explained. In the Gold Coast, Mount Isa, Cairns, all the way up the Queensland coast, people report Molly's lights. One video, probably taken from a mobile, shakily follows an orange speck across the twilight. "Bloody hell," one voice commentates. "Man, can you see it too?" Any time a video resembles Molly's memory, she squeezes the mouse in her palm to suppress any blinking. She waits for the object to land, for something to explode, anything. Usually though, the light simply disappears. She's seen programs about space, so she can imagine the ship, the size of a shopping centre, sailing over Earth's thin blue atmosphere. Sometimes the ship is a disc, sometimes a star-like orb. Other times Molly imagines a cluster of drones under the clouds. They wait as lionesses do in the long grass. Raw, dormant power. There's a tap on her shoulder. She twists around to see Jo sweating out his hair gel. He's still wearing his paint-covered shorts from yesterday's job. "Find anything?" he asks. "Not yet." Molly tastes beer in the air. "You're drinking? Want one?" Yeah." She doesn't want one, but they're hers, and he'll finish them on his own soon. "I'm going out," Jo says. "Where?" He looks at the wall behind and above Molly's head. "I'll be back soon. Then I thought I'll clean up that thing you call the yard, eh?" He turns to the glass door by the lounge and back to the wall. "Hose down the chair and pick up your pots? What do you think?" "That'd be nice, thanks." "All right, I'm off." "Where are you headed?" Jo holds her straight between his palms, kisses her on the forehead and turns to the door. The terrier runs up to Jo, shakes his head, allows himself to be put to the lead. "Be back in around a few hours," he says. Then as Molly begins to speak, he cuts in, "Ta love," and drops the door behind him. The screen clacks against the frame. Jo leaves brown boot prints on the tiles. She told him to use the mats at the door, but he never does. From the dining chair, Molly can see out the back screen door, see the clay patio and high fence which sits atop a half wall of rock. Molly had tried as best as she could to introduce some greenery. She brought the potting mix in the containers, barrier cream for her hands, accumulated pink and purple pansies in multicoloured pots. She smiled to be near them, to plan how she would arrange them. She was still caged, but at least the cage she had planned for herself was beautiful. Then Jo's terrier began vomiting sloshes of gel, eating the slow-release water crystals. Jo had said that Molly shouldn't keep dangerous materials in the dog's reach and blamed her for it. She didn't open the back door again and the panties died. Now there's only pots of dirt, some chewed plastic dishes and tools, magpie shit on the tiles. She has trouble looking at it for too long. Nothing ever changes. Molly's phone buzzes on the dining table. "Hi Mum," the phone says. The voice is high but scratchy. She imagines eyebrows hanging over a smile. "Ken, for a moment I didn't think you'd call today. Am I later than usual?" "A bit. Hey Dal, look, I know you're busy and I don't want to cut into your time, but do you think you could come around tomorrow?" Not for long, I just need to talk," she says. "I miss you." A TV drones in the background. "Dal?" He asked if the night is okay and hanged up for Mum. She'd make tomorrow special for him, do something that he couldn't do for himself. If something were about to change, if the lights meant something big, then tomorrow could be an important day for him, a chance to say goodbye. Molly picks up the house keys in her canvas bag. She checks her wallet and a $20 note is gone. She calls Ben back to ask if he can bring dinner over with him. That night, Molly waits in the bathroom and pretends to shave her legs. Only when Joe starts snoring does she consider going to bed. The extra pillows act as a barricade between them to keep Joe from touching her in his sleep. She wants to dream of running for cover, of scavenging for her next meal. She wants to forget about rent and waiting in the bathroom. She wants to dream of a new world. When she wakes up, she can't remember having dreamt anything. And it seems like a decent place to leave you alone. So.